the amount of time it takes for your crested gecko to get used to its new environment kind of depends on the individual gecko. What you do want to make sure is that you give them the right enclosure. These guys like to have a lot of plants. Doesn't matter if it's fake or live plants. I always use fake because it's a little bit simpler to maintain. They like to climb, so things to climb like branches and ledges are very important. And then other than that, you just want to keep them at about 75 degrees Fahrenheit. You don't want them to get too hot. Anything over 80 degrees Fahrenheit is too much. Anything under 70 is too low. Other than that, these guys are pretty simple to maintain. You want to make sure that their humidity is good. And I always like to use for substrate some cypress mulch, but there's a lot of different options you can do for substrate. Whatever you do, just make sure you do your research and set these guys up properly, and they'll get used to their new enclosure pretty quickly. If it's a completely new gecko, you could probably give them, I'd say, at least 3 days up to a week. The more time, the better before you start handling them to make sure they don't get overstressed. A good way to know is you just start feeding your gecko, and once it starts eating properly the right amounts, it's most likely going to be comfortable enough in its new enclosure that you can start hanging out with it more often.